Welcome everyone to a new episode of We're Not Afraid of the Dark, the podcast where me and my brother Ben review every single episode of the classic 1990s Nickelodeon show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Now Ben, this is one of the most memorable episodes of the series. We're at the tail of the Midnight Madness. Does the name trigger anything for you?
No, not really, but I'm sure when we start watching it, I'm sure it'll all come back.
This isn't our vampire episode. So in season 1, we had the Tale of the Nightly Neighbors.
Which is, as soon as it started, you remembered vividly.
Oh, yeah. By the way, this is the first episode of season 2 that Ben and I are recording. We do record these out of order just based on interest and time. Ben was at the house today. We're scheduled to record more tomorrow. The thing is, by the way, tomorrow we're doing 2 movie reviews and the board game, plus Locker 22. So it's a busy schedule. And of course, these have already aired since we put them in between seasons. I mentioned that because we've only had one episode so far. This is episode 2 of season 2. And the first was the tale of the final wish. Now, since Ben, I'm assuming, has not seen this since childhood, and we're recording this later, do you remember the name of that one?
The Final Wish?
Yeah.
No, it seems like as we're going, a lot of this is I don't remember any of it, which kind of sucks, but at the same point, as soon as they start, I usually get something out of it. I might have missed a couple episodes out of our childhood, but I mean, I remember Are You Afraid of the Dark pretty vividly.
Yes, me too. Some of the episodes just unrememberable. I mean, we did that piece of shit Leprechaun episode, and of course, I didn't remember any of that one. Let's just dive in, because, of course, Ben being at the house today, he was like, "Why don't we just record an episode today?" I'm like, "Well, I've only watched one episode of season 2 recently, and that's the one we're going to have my girlfriend guest star on."
Which is one more than I've watched.
Yeah, well, you can borrow my DVD set right now. So we have a lot of guest stars that are going to be in this season. But on this episode, I think we're going to pick 1 or 2 from now on, like we did with the Tale of the Dark Music, and do a live commentary on it.
I'm surprised we haven't done a Hookman pitch yet. Seeing as this is on the same, it's on Modulation Studios, same as this.
Yeah, go ahead and plug that right away. And of course, it is available on Amazon.com as well. If you type in Hookman 2, we need some money. We spent a few $1,000s making that movie. I think we made about $50 in DVD sales.
If you like cheesy horror movies that make fun of other cheesy horror movies, absolutely go check it out.
We still need to watch that video of the people recreating this intro. I'll post the link in the show notes. You haven't seen it, right? Have you?
No.
They recreated every single shot. But we need to do one where we recreate the entire episode.
Come on, let's go. Getting late. What's the rush? Fright Night at the
They look older.
Yeah, David hit puberty.
Speaking of,
what's playing?
Ashley's son's hitting puberty now.
Oh, perfect. Hey, they're at the house. We should have had him watch this.
I'm never going back.
Why not? Because Frank's afraid of the dark.
They always bug Frank about being afraid of the dark.
I'm not going back. Because
He's the one telling the story now.
You start to forget
I want to recreate that seat. The triangular seat that they always sit in.
Is that one Frank's sitting in looks like it's made of stone?
Yeah, I want to recreate it.
That's what my story's about. You know when you get really
And I wonder,
scared,
were they just keeping that there every single meeting? And whose property was this?
But sometimes a movie seems so
Or was it something they had to take with them every time they wanted to have a Midnight Society meeting?
It's hard to tell the difference between what's make-believe and what's really there. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society.
Is this the first one? No, this is the second one Frank's told.
The Tale of the Midnight Madness.
In season 1,
He told one to get in.
yes, and that was the first episode, the Phantom Cab. And yes,
That's it.
that was his only story in season 1. And this season, he has, according to this wiki page, 2. This opens up with classic movie theaters, one old woman just clapping her hands inside of here.
Dementia's a crazy thing.
We meet one of the employees whose bow tie is kind of crooked there.
Enjoy the film, man?
After she enjoys film, but she brushes them off.
Yeah, because she doesn't know where she is.
Nah.
Everybody's a critic.
Let's go. This place is depressing.
This girl looks really familiar. Is that the girl who played Tori on Saved by the Bell one of those seasons?
I don't think so, no.
$6? That's it?
1 popcorn, 2 sodas.
Yeah, according to IMDb.com.
$6 for 1 popcorn and 6 sodas? What fucking year is this?
Hey, it's not even one to order theaters. Not making anybody. That's the expensive place to eat in town or movie theaters.
Make jokes. You're gonna laugh when they
This
shut
guy
this
played
place down.
the manager of this complex here, the Rialto. Seems like a used car salesman.
No, man, he always plays a fucking an Italian in every other show he's in. He plays an Italian.
Mr. Christoph is his name on the episode.
Apart anyway.
Maybe we can reuse
What's
You
he
know-
in?
Still acting today. Hey, Assassin's Creed, of course.
Oh yeah.
I tell you, every single person that Are You Afraid of the Dark either went on to a porn career, was on Assassin's Creed as a voice actor, or you never heard from him again.
I need the job.
Hey, you want to get something to eat?
Oh.
Our two characters here who are working in a theater are Pete and Katie. And it seems like Pete's trying to get her attention as a romantic interest.
Pete couldn't stand to see the Rialto die, so he started a campaign to keep it open.
This is very Canadian here, by the way. They're outside a pallet. It's all white people on the streets and lots of snow everywhere.
And loved the old theater.
So a woman and a guy, she just
There was
throws the
no
cup up
use.
there.
Unless
Katie
a
just dumps it right on the
miracle
floor
happened.
and puts the
The
cup right
Rialto
back.
was-
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure the health department's got something to say about that. They're leaving the theater. We're closing.
Yeah, well, don't bother. No one comes in when we're open.
It was a joke. She made a joke and he didn't lock up the theater.
Yeah, well, also, we see this shadowy figure coming up these steps.
Of a morbidly obese woman.
Nice campaign.
Well, it's like somebody's about to rob blind with that $6.
Zoning commission to try to get landmark status? It's not going to be easy.
I hate to break this to you, Pete, but I think you're just dreaming. Why don't you just...
We're not open for
Hey,
an
that guy
hour.
Pete, his last active credit on IMDb.com is something called Thing Horror. It's a short.
All right.
Doesn't give me much details, but it's an independent film.
Yo, come back in an hour.
You know, at this point, what these are teenagers. Would they be like freaking shit trying to get the manager? But no, the door starts to open it by itself as Pete's trying to put his hand on it. His bow tie is back in the normal place now. And of course, here we go.
It's a different
Our
day.
mysterious figure is
Who are you?
That's the name. Dr. Vink.
yeah, his meth lab's done.
Dr. Ving.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We're not open yet. That smell. It's wonderful. No modern theater has that smell.
It's stale popcorn.
Look, what do you want?
I swear, that girl playing this part looks and sounds just like that girl Tori on Saved by the Bell.
It's
she
not
acts kinda same as
Tori.
well. Yeah, I know it's not, but
I've come to the right place.
that girl played Tori. It's like one of her triplets, by the way.
Guys, I'm not
Maybe it's one of her
calling the police.
She just called him a nutbag.
Yeah, that's the second time it's been called that.
Marvelous. Marvelous. I couldn't have designed it better myself.
Well, Vinky probably loves this place.
Look, you're not supposed to
Yeah.
be here, okay?
Then the manager comes in yelling.
Who are you? Vink's the name. Dr. Vink.
With a
Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying.
My good man, I've come to save your theater. And it won't cost you a dime. And I am not a nut.
These people always just talk shit on people in these episodes. Like, remember Lovely Ghost where they're like talking about Nana? And like, she's just right in the room.
Commonplace. Back before wide screens, before color, before sound.
It's big technologies for the early 90s. Yeah, widescreen. People still use that term, though, right?
Widescreen? Absolutely.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Old enough to know that things have changed.
Look, pal.
My films were quite popular.
Fink's mentioning stuff about the classical time or silent films, which would have been in the 1910s, 1920s. How would we put him here, though? This is the
Many years ago.
90s.
A horror film. A vampire film, to be precise.
How old do you think this guy is?
Oh, I remember this thing now.
Yeah, now you see the vampire, of course. But Vink had to tell you, and not me.
Right.
What's
This
your
is
angle?
the Nosferatu. He comes out of the screen or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Promise.
See, I knew
Show my
at
film,
some
will you?
point this would ring a bell, and that's
See it. Your fortunes will turn, and you'll make far more than $6. But now,
how's he know what their income is?
Maybe the
Black
tax
and
records
white
were all live really quick.
silent Film is gonna turn this place around. That
I
ain't
really
a
love this
vampire
theater, by the
movie.
way.
That's a
Like the
fairy
artwork
tale.
and the decor.
you don't have to believe me.
I'm a fan of them. You just don't see them too much anymore.
Show my film
You don't see him at all.
once.
Well, we do have the Marva Theater in Pocomoke, near where
As
we
for
live.
payment,
Ah, here we
You've been inside there?
I don't want money.
I haven't been in there now.
Nice building.
All I ask is that once your success is assured, you give me one night a week of your choosing to show my other films.
Vink is striking this deal now that says the film will turn his theater around, but he wants one night a week to show his
I
films.
don't want your
He's not interested in the money.
Just one
Maybe
night
Vink's
a
just
week.
a very big patron of the arts and wants like an independent film night here.
I mean, he just wants to show his snuff films.
You're a wise
Well, I like how they don't always screen it. The film cast goes down, they go to catch
buddy,
it,
maybe
but
you'd
Vink
better-
is nowhere to be found. Just disappears in the thin air, but he was taking a sweet ass fucking time walking in this theater.
To Mars.
Oh yeah, it was locked.
So, do we show it?
The guy's loony. Throw it out.
I like how Vink assumes they have an old school projector here.
Pete stuck the movie in the projection booth and forgot all about it. But he didn't forget his mission to save the Rialto. Though it
But how
was
much time has
pretty
gone here?
good.
They're hurt with finances. He says they forgot all about it, but
And ticket
this
sales
can't be
were
more
going
like a few weeks, right?
Yeah, they'd go under real quick.
It was only a matter of time before the owners would pull the plug and shut the old theater.
It's never given, I don't think, who owns the
Then,
theater.
One Saturday night, things took an interest.
You figure this to be like a historical board. There's a few people inside this theater now watching what looks like some old ass Western film. Pete is called into the manager's office with Katie. He's pissed off.
You're fired.
Something tells me this is bad news.
He's dropping this news, by the way, while our show's happening.
So?
I just got the word. We close in 2 weeks.
Pete's pissed off, throws it towards the ground. Katie's like, oh, I hate this place anyway. Now there's a red glow coming from this film canister that Dr. Vink dropped off. I like how they say they forgot about it. Like that film canister's just by itself on a shelf, looks like.
I think maybe they can.
That film projector's old as shit. No wonder it's catching on fire. Oh, shit. You know, have you ever been in a movie when that happened, by the way?
Yes.
What film was it? Yeah, the film's like all over the ground, like it's
And
smoke.
we've had it to where it like stopped and like it was like jammed or whatever.
What did they say to you?
I mean, there was like a technical difficulty or whatever, but I mean, I think we were compensated for it somehow.
Yeah, it happened to me when I went to a re-showing of Fight Club, and it was like the last scene with like that dick shot, and no one said anything. I think the film just broke at the end.
Silent movies instead.
Well, Katie,
That might have been how the actual movie is, because they do that.
And are completely satisfied.
yeah, I'd never seen it before that, so maybe that's how. Katie goes downstairs. All these people are about to walk out.
Good young lady. My time
It says if they don't like Dr. Vink's film that Pete's showing on, full money back. The older woman still the artist with her popcorn. I think that bald white guy fixes fly. Yeah, it says Nosferatu, the demon vampire. That film was actually, his name on there was Count Orlok. People seem intrigued by this silent film with this creepy-ass vampire. I love that facial expression that woman has, by the way. You've seen Nosferatu, right?
Yeah.
I saw it in Boston. They did a
classics like that.
very classic show because it had a live organist doing the film score. Because before sound on film, you actually had to have live musician play it.
They loved it. No one wanted a refund.
How many people were in that theater? Like 14?
That was generous of you.
Well, how much money do you think they made on that?
Pete.
Well, if one is $6, 6 times 14.
All right. Think about just a cow right here.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
Go see that 10 roll. $84 plus whatever the admission ticket
Oh
was.
yeah, we're not closing down now.
And back at the Filmcaster, what is this red glove thing? What do you think this means?
I think it means that they took a page from Pulp Fiction's shit.
Dr. Vink's movie was a smash. So, they started a Saturday night Midnight Madness show. And it became a huge
They
pop.
picked Saturday night for their big showing, but isn't Saturday like the big night
The
for
owner
theaters?
decided not to
Yes.
sell.
Just as Dr. Vink predicted.
Oh, I love that. Kristen is eating popcorn at this, so
Where
I mean,
she
they're-
brought it with her.
Yeah, they're in the camp, but it's like one of those popcorn things you see at the movie theaters. It's an old school design. I can't remember getting that at a live theater, but it's like every single show has that same design. It's or from the same prop set company. In the black and white film, Too Late Harker, it says, because that's how they put dialogue on, the vampire is coming to attack what's assumed to be the lawyer, advice and right. I love the makeup of this character, by the way. And that's the end. And people do clap for theater performances. Hey, they got upgraded uniforms over there. They're wearing some green vests now.
Good night. Thanks for coming. Come again. Good night.
Do you think they got a raise for this, by the way?
Sales. The place is a mess.
I mean, what would you make when you worked at theater? Minimum wage?
Shit, I don't even remember. I quit within 2 weeks. No, probably about a month of working there because the manager tried to cut me loose an hour of me being there.
Yeah, it took 45 minutes to drive there.
Yeah, 45 minutes to drive there. And Maryland state law is I have to stay for at least 3, I think.
People are packing in and staying for 2 shows.
Dr. Vink just came back. The manager here just upgraded his used car sale attire as well. He's got this like orange, ugly ass shirt. It's unbuttoned to show his chest hair, and like this old ass like checkered
I thought it best to stay
jacket.
away until the success of your theater was assured.
Success? We're killing them. And don't think I forget who we can thank for that. It's time we made a deal for that.
They already made a deal.
Masterpiece of yours.
I believe we already have.
See, Vink thinks like me. He probably has an MBA as well.
You promised me 1 night a week to show my other films, did you not?
You were serious about that?
This manager is a fucking idiot.
Look, Doc, I can't show old movies here during the week. Saturday night, midnight, maybe. But I'm getting A-list films in.
You would figure that he had a successful film and people were packing the theater that he would want more, right?
I don't want your friendship. I want your theater.
Vink's pretty pissed off at this.
One shouldn't make a bargain if they can't honor their commitments.
Maybe we...
Look, pal, it's not gonna happen. You want a rental fee for your movie? Fine. But you are not getting this theater. End of
I don't think this
story.
manager also knows how film distribution works. Vink just laughs at him.
That's where you're wrong, my friend. This story is far, far from over. In fact, it's only just beginning.
How'd that door close? Just closes automatically. Automatic. Vink always needs his disappearing
He
acts
doesn't
and all
wanna
kinds
get
of
paid for
fashionable
his
access,
film,
right?
That's his problem.
Oh, man. That dude fucked up. You
Yeah,
don't fucking piss off Dr. Vink
The
with
Rialto
a...
continued to do well, all because of Dr. Vink's strange movie. Pete wanted to study it to figure out why it was so
Pete's gonna get that
magical.
PhD in cinema studies later on.
Unfortunately, he was about to find out.
Frank is saying that the film was doing well. Oh shit. That's kind of a good effect, right? The vampire just came out of the screen. Pete wakes up, and the movie's over.
What is she doing? Packing Twizzlers in there?
They're restocking it.
What?
That candy kind of looks like it's like Halloween candy. You know, someone makes the brownies or some shit. It's like packaged at home.
Yeah, but it looks like she's just putting it in like a crate. It's not even...
There's no labels for prices either. Have you noticed that in Our Fade of the Dark, you don't see prices on anything? You hear people talk about money, but there's never any signage that I know of.
You're not a geek, Pete. You're not.
Maybe they do things differently in Canada. It's all an honor
kidding.
system up there.
Some mysterious being, I wonder what this is going to the manager's office. He's there working on his fingernails.
Well,
Meanwhile,
No,
Pete's
I-
trying to
I guess you
set up a date with Katie.
I kind of like you and stuff. So.
It's okay, Pete. I kind of like
You kind of shut him down last time.
Yeah, She works almost every day. This is now they're about to kiss, but they hear a scream. They go rushing. I'm assuming to be upstairs.
Mr. Kristoff?
Call his name out.
Mr. Kristoff?
See, this is when I wish they would show like. I wish they would show like gore.
Oh, I mean, he screams. He's passed out down. He goes to his neck. Damn, those some deep ass marks right there. You know, you figure the marriage is alcoholic, that they figure he passed out. The phone's dead when he tries to call someone.
It's dead.
Of course, no one has a cell phone back then except for Zach Morris.
We gotta get help.
Nice Saved by the Bell reference there, bud.
Yeah, maybe Saved by the Bell hit the more records than last season where we mentioned Home Alone and Earth Scare Stupid the most. They go running back downstairs, try to get out, but...
Of course it's locked.
Yeah, it's locked.
Pete, what is going on?
Of course, no one has a key, or where's the fire exit?
It's locked from the inside.
Yeah.
We know it's you, Dr. Pig.
There's some bang on the door. Oh, shit, the vampire's there. I love the screams, man.
And he leaves her behind.
Let's go.
Well, hold on. Whoa. Pause this.
All right.
Pause this.
Vampire?
No!
Why the fuck was there a board that you could bring down and lock that door?
That's an outstanding question. I just realized this scene. We're at the scene. Also, if you want to follow along, Zach, because some of these episodes, depending on where you view them, may start at a different time. I'm watching this on a YouTube page that was legit. However, in America, it says it's blocked. You can't get a Chrome extension, though. This is the HD version, so they kind of flattened out the original aspect ratio, but we're at 18 minutes and 34 seconds. There's 2 double doors in the scene, and it looks like some type of storage unit because I see some like shelving here and some other trinkets. But yeah, there's just this giant fucking board right here, ready to lock down.
Like it has hooks that you latch the fucking door to lock it.
Was that the vampire?
Maybe they had some problems with like robbers and I don't know some other victims in the past before Dr. Vink showed up this motherfucker.
These aren't real.
Well, that guy looked pretty real to me.
This vampire still trying to get in. Oh, it mysteriously just scares up now.
Yeah.
Come on!
But there's another exit door out of the storage unit. Wait. I gotta get back as well on this.
What band poster was that?
Yeah, I think it was my favorite band, The Cure. Yeah, all right, this it comes up right here. We're at 18.6.
They said like the crew. That was an E after the R.
They're in a movie theater, so you figure this be a movie poster unless a band had a showcase there. The great
What?
The creepy
The CREA, and then their bodies block the rest.
Yeah, but the person on the poster looks like Robert Smith or a more effeminate version. It's like that 80s goth period. Yeah, smart
It says like the creature.
Now this hand here, that looks like fucking scary, I think. Kayla's got a nightmare by herself. She just texted me about a nightmare table.
Okay, maybe I'm crazy, but I think I saw that vampire come out of the film.
He was asleep.
How?
How did you see the vampire come out of the film?
There's something weird about
Oh, in the background, we have old school Frankenstein poster. And what is that? Like a Jason?
No, it's a skull.
Thread up the last reel.
We said, the manager said they were getting A-list films now, so maybe that was it. Friday the 13th series.
Yeah, when it's ready.
They take the film reel off. Pete goes down there, runs right into the vampire who's coming out here. This guy has to be, what, like 6'5"?
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make another reference. He looks like Bill and Ted's Death from Bogus Journey.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a while either. I was trying to go to Bill and Ted's Halloween thing when I was down at Universal, but it was this last year showing it. But we ran out of time. Yeah, the vampire just scared Katie. This guy's teeth are really fucked up.
He's really veiny, too.
Yeah. He just pushes his big old hands out here. He's about to come with sucker blood. She's reaching for the projector, turns it on. It starts very slowly, and he takes a sweet old time trying to bite her. He looks at the film, looks at her, and goes right back out the door. He's like, oh, I got another victim to worry about. Now, why was that vampire worried about this instead of her? Oh, Pete's walking into the film. Take on me.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I think the music in the real film that they were showing was a little better than what's playing now, just because the synthesizers sound a little bit outdated.
Hurry, what?
Why did you come up like attack that vampire with the border? They don't think they like go because actually they see if there's like garlic popcorn or some shit.
Finish what you started.
He put his hands down.
These pops out of this film. Now they're inside the black and white film. Now sound does exist in this film now, inside of that world.
Stop the film.
No, I'll be trapped in here.
She says she's gonna stop it, but he complains he'll be trapped.
I saw this film, and I know how it ends.
But there is one thing that can kill a vampire, and he rips down a curtain, and there's daylight. Now we finally hear some sounds out of this vampire. Hey, how did he know it was daytime?
He said he saw the film.
Oh, okay. Wait, but it ended with the guy getting bit when they showed it earlier. So was this a different version, or like I said, a cut, or maybe a director's reissue that Vink had laying around?
I don't know, but she's putting out tonight. He just killed a vampire on film, and she saw it. She's putting it out.
Well, she's happy to see it. They run a hog.
What happened?
Now the manager just woke up.
Are you okay?
Yeah, what a dream. This movie's starting to get to me.
So was he just passed out, or was he dead? But Vink comes back. This guy just appears out of nowhere eating popcorn. It's that same design I told you about. You've seen that design before, right? Like that white, burgundy, and gold.
Better myself. As for you, Christoph.
Look, Dr. Vink.
You can show your snuff film.
A deal's a deal. Forget what I said before. You can have your one night a week.
That won't be necessary. You see, I've just purchased this theater.
That looks like a template you got on Microsoft Word back in the day, just like printed out.
Now I can show my films
He's got the deed.
every night.
Vink bought the theater. I told you, he's a smart businessman. He knows what he's doing.
I've got many more.
And this is probably going to turn into
Far better than
Vink's
this one.
movie madness night every night of the week.
The end.
Crystal looks like she was a love right there.
Fortnite.
Yeah, they all have that popcorn.
It's getting late.
They were talking about going to Fright Night in the
I'm
intro, by the way. Have you been to any of those, Ben?
No.
Yeah, we got a lot of corporate theaters right here. There's no like independent ones except for the Marvel, which they can only show like one film at a time just because it's a really small theater and kind of community style. And Ocean City Art League is having independent films now. They just had their first festival. I need to get some Hawkman 3 when we make that in there.
Oh, God. I don't even want to think about it.
Hey, we're starting to plan that, but we have some budget, some personnel issues. Well, our last shot here at the end is Vink's appearance. I think it would be better if they used like him laughing with the deed in his hand at the end.
I mean, anything with Dr. Vink is fucking creepy as shit, because he's like an old Hagrid.
He next appears in The Tale of the Dangerous Soup. Now, Ben, what are some of your final thoughts in this episode?
Turn that off. It's
I gotta let this play out just to be fair.
it's so loud I can't even hear it. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, sure, the staff of the staff of the movie theater could, their lines and like what they're doing could have been like a lot better. But the whole premise of like, okay, like this thing's coming out of the movie, it's pretty interesting. I do like this one.
Yes, it's one of my favorites. I remember loving this one when I was a kid. I mean, that vampire is creepy looking, and that's
an old Nosferatu. Like that's like a legitimate like version of like the old movie is like that particular, like he doesn't have hair, he's just skeletal looking. Like it's one of the best vampire images to date.
Yes, nowadays they want all these vampires to have like a six-pack and
sparkle.
They're like 17 to 20 years old, short brown hair. It needs to be anything that a 12-year-old girl could put out as a poster on
That's
the wall.
right. Look at you, Twilight fuckers.
Yeah, just a shout out. John Young's podcast is called The Bombs Away, and they review a bunch of 80s, 90s, 2000s corny films or ones they can rip on. He'll be on our podcast for 2 episodes later this season, and we are going to be on his Problem Child episode. There was nothing to rip on this episode, right? Except for you said some of the lines could have been... I thought the acting was decent.
The acting was decent, but they could have done a little better with, like, I guess what the staff's doing. Like, okay, the manager's is like partially overweight, balding Italian guy. Okay, cool. That's a given. But then you got this, you got this interracial couple, not couple, but they're not really doing anything. He's handing out flyers on the street and they're throwing away this old lady's trash. And that's it. They could have given him a little more to do during the episode.
Yeah, I remember this episode being longer for some reason. I don't know if it's because...
I mean, it was a little drawn out.
Yeah, I thought some of the scenes were a little longer originally. I thought the pacing was okay, actually. The production values were high in this episode. That's why we have nothing to really talk shit on. However, we are going to talk shit on some future episodes this season. I got my season 2 DVD over here. Never mind. I'm looking at these. And again, I watched The Tale of Locker 22 the other night. And these others, I remember. I watched The Dream Machine a while ago.
Are they half decent?
I think the stories are good. It's just the production of some of these episodes. You're going to laugh at the special effects of them.
Well, I mean, that's given. What? So, hold on. When did season 2 of Are You Afraid of the Dark come out? 93?
In America, yes, it came out. The season 2 came out of June 19.
93.
Yeah, 93. And it ended... October of that year.
I was fucking 5. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, of course, the production is going to be, not up to par to what we're used to now. But we usually don't particularly rip on that.
Yeah, they caught up a little bit because season 2 debuted in Canada in 1991 September. It was almost 2 years before that came back. They do catch up a little bit in future seasons.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, We're pretty lenient on some shit, except for like fake ass screams and stagehands.
Yeah, that was one of the worst mistakes we saw at Pinball Wizard.
Speaking of stagehands, can't fucking wait for Ernest Scared Stupid that we're filming tomorrow.
That's going to be out by the time everybody else hears this, by the way. So just go back at our show log and be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. We really need some reviews. Please. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube. Send us an email at modulationstudios@gmail.com if you want your privates to be private. Say our podcast is a piece of shit. I don't care. I need to hear from somebody. We'll see everybody next time.
When we leave you in your casket, that's tragic. Beat me and my genie flying past it. I'm Aladdin getting blasted, blasting this rap shit. Plaster blacking out, talking smack with savage crackers. I'd rather be a jackass than average, I guess. I'm just established at that practice, like a master, no less, the best.